I'm sexy and weird and all that in between. I'm witchy and different. I burn up my weed and I turn up the scene while it sound like this, like this, like this.
Put your hands on the wall like this.
My dearest darling, I abandoned you in a time of need, and I can only pray that you can find it in your heart to forgive such selfish behavior. Love, my child, I was so foolish to ever leave you behind. But fear not, for I have returned with all of the treasures of the human world. All of the treasures of the human world. I promise nothing will ever come between us ever again. For you are truly the meaning of my whole life. And more than life itself, I love you so much.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Woke in Real Life. What's good? I'm your motherfucking host with the most, Jordan Exalt, and we are here again for another episode because we are talking about the future. Say it with me. The future. You didn't say what? The future. We can do this all day. The future. The future, bitch. Yes, I'm so excited because we honestly, as a community, do not think about the future enough, especially in a world that wants us to be convinced that we live in the right now, and that is how we should get by. That's how we should survive and live off of survival instinct. And I really hate that. I don't believe in it at all, and I think that we should be actively healing from our past while planning for the future. And people who can't handle that obviously need to heal from the past. So I think that there's no reason, excuse, or doorway at this point that is giving us, it's up for grabs, basically. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna say how it is. It's up for grabs, and as the spiritual community, we need to be thrifting the fuck out of that. We need to be thrifting it and upstyling that motherfucker as hard as we can, especially right now with AI and the tech industry booming. We need to be active with planning the future, because if we are the ones to put our foot down, if we are the ones to say, this is how it's gonna be, then we will be heard, regardless of whether they are down to ride or not. That's besides the point. That's a different story for a different day. But when we're actively planning for ourselves, for our communities, for each other, and helping each other, lifting each other up, helping each other heal and growth, and get the mindset and the healing and doing the work, then who's gonna stop us? And that's a real question. So today we're talking about the future, because I am the type of person that I am always healing, always growing, always evolving, because I am without a doubt an optimist. I am so optimistic, even though the world has given me every opportunity to not be, right? I thought I was going to be a spiritual leader when I was 18, and I thought I was going to go to college for that. That didn't work out. I thought, I was going to be a teacher at some point, or a counselor, if not both, at some point. That did not work out. I ended up in and out of jail. That ruined my life. That did not work out. I lived on the street for a really long time. Nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep. That did not work out, right? So the world keeps throwing rocks at me, and I'm going to keep making lemonade regardless. So if I offer you lemonade, don't drink it at the end of the day. That's the moral of the story. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just joking. when rocks, oh Lord, I can't talk all of a sudden. When life gives you lemons, you take those lemons and you squeeze them in life's eyes, obviously. No, but seriously, I am optimistic, and that means that I often look to the future for what things could be, if anything, or how things will turn out. Most of the time, I don't look at how things turn out. That's kind of like a basic instinct. I'm not really, as you guys know, or will come to figure out, I'm not really a basic instinct kind of person. I do not like to have people either. But I can't, I can't with those people. I cannot with no basic instinct. But that's why I love and appreciate spirituality. But I often look to the future to see what it could be. What's the potential? What's the stocks looking like? What's the rates? And I want to encourage you guys to get into it because it's important. It's so important. And you guys, we need to be a collective unit. A collective unit as a community in planning for our future. Not just writing shit down in goals one day. I want 6 figures. Everybody wants 6 figures. Let's be real for a second. What about our kids? What about our children? What about the generations coming after them and after them? What are we going to have that we will be able to give to them, or they will see from us and want? There's so much potential. Sorry, stuff was falling off my the side of my desk, and I can't deal with that right now. That I will pick it up in a second. That we need to be really thinking about what the fuck is going on. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say it how it needs to be said, because we are not called to be living in the right now, throwing our lives in danger, throwing our lives away, being willy-nilly, having fickle emotions, letting our thoughts become us. We are not our thoughts. We are not our emotions. And the first person to throw a stone for somebody feeling some type of way, get him out of here. Get him out of here. He cannot be around me. I will have a bitch fit. Because that's not the way that human... Call it instinct if you want to. Call it instinct if you want to. We're going to have to fight. We're going to have to fight. And I want you to know I work out, motherfucker. I do yoga 3 times a day. And it's going to come in handy for an ass whooping. No, but seriously, I think it's important, especially for our community. So I want to encourage you guys, what assets are we passing down? What's the stocks looking like? What's the rates for our generation, for the next generation, for the generation that came before us? What's sustainable? Where's the growth, right? Because we need to honor our ancestors by continuing. Imagine the cycle went on for 113 generations, and then it got to you, and then the chain broke. Do you want to be that bitch? Do you want to be that bitch? Tell me. Tell me now, and I will save my breath. I will save my breath. Cause we need to be thinking about it. They want to distract us from the truth. They want us to be clouded from the truth. But we see through all that stuff already. Why are we falling for the simplest things to distract us and not planning for our future, you guys? Why? Because it does not make sense. It doesn't. We need to be challenging the system. We need to be saving people. Snap for that one. We need to be the generation known for being the silence before the storm. We need to be the generation with discipline. So that being said, I want to give you guys some ideas. As you know, social media is at its peak right now. Making content is super easy. Just write a letter to a future generation that is not going to come anytime soon. A generation often is within 15 years of when the last generation started. Just write a letter of who you are, who our community was, or you could write about, I call those a dedication. Those are called dedications. Or, giving them wisdom and knowledge that you hold from life lessons or value without being more amoral, without being an asshole about it. We'll leave that to the Christians, right? Let them have it. Let them have it. But what are we doing for our future, you guys? We need to be talking about that and thinking about that. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Make sure you stay tuned by liking and subscribing and staying tuned for the next episode, which will be out next week. You guys stay blessed throughout the week until I see you again, and I will be back. I am out of here. You guys stay blessed, and thank you.